Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your continued support to our channel. Please consider subscribing if you are watching us for the first time, or if you have been our regular viewers and you've not yet subscribed. When William Ruto was campaigning, ladies and gentlemen, in the run-up to 2022 presidential election, he captured several institutions. And William Ruto ran a white lie, and he repeated it that people believed him. One of the institutions that was really captured was the church, and the church publicly campaigned for William Ruto. In some churches, there were portraits of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, and they were saying that for the first time we have a candidate. And I remember they told Kenyans that Raila Amolo Odinga was an antichrist. And Ruto used to donate money to churches just to ensure that he corroborates his claim that he was a man of God. And even after winning, they told us that their win and victory came from God. But in less than 2 years after they took over power, I have realized that the church, like many others who believed in them, are now running away. They are not only running away, but they are also saying why they are running away. And there is this sudden courage that is coming from the church, and they are telling William Ruto to the face that you lied to us. You used the church platform. And this is not only coming from the very prominent bishops like Bishop Muheria, because I remember they're the people who started it, and they have been very consistent in telling William Ruto that we no longer believe in you. I bumped into this video where this pastor, this clergy, I don't know whether it's a pastor or a bishop, is telling William Ruto that we allowed ourselves to be misused by you. You ascended to power by hoodwinking the church, and we gave you that platform. And is warning the church that we need to be very careful so that we don't allow politicians to use a sacred platform to lie to Kenyans as they ascend to power. Kindly take a look.
During campaigns, I think people lie, and this has been exhibited so much in this country that when people are seeking for political posts, they can say anything. Check on what the president himself said before campaign and what he's saying now. They are two different things. And I think he used the church as a platform to climb the ladder. And maybe now he doesn't need the church. And I think that is why we are where we are. We also accepted to be used. So next time, I think the church must be very careful. Whoever comes in the name of God may not be the true prophet. Because even Jesus said that not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord will enter, but only those who...
The fifth president of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. Nasikia raha. This guy bana, atachapa kazi. Ngojeni muone Mungu akifanya kazi.
Now, if you listen to that message very carefully, you'll realize that it is a threefold message. Number one, it is a direct message to William Ruto that you must understand that we know that we gave you a platform and you misused it. You hoodwinked us and you cheated not only the church, but also Kenyans. You used a sacred platform. So it is a direct message to him. Number two, it is a direct message to the church, to the bishops who still allow William Ruto and the government to turn church podiums into political forums. Because you've seen William Ruto and the entire Kenya Kwanza Brigade go to churches, interdenominational prayers, thanksgiving prayers, and instead of listening to the word of God, instead of using the sacred platforms, the holy places, to spread the peace messages of peace, they take that opportunity to start chiding their opponents. So it is a message, a warning to the church that they need to be very careful that they don't repeat what happened. And number three, it is an apology to Kenyans that we are sorry. We are sorry we allowed politicians to use our church platforms. We are sorry we helped William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua to campaign, but now we're realizing that we did a mistake. So it is a kind of an apology. And such messages have gone viral. We've seen bishops and clergies who come out, including Ole Sapit, the man of God I respect, who stood in Bomas when the country was tensed, and he witnessed his fellow Maasai, Ledama Lekina, being harassed, but still officiated over that very, very sad moment. But he has now taken a paradigm shift, and he has made a U-turn and is saying, we cannot allow William Samoei Ruto. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why do you think that the church is making a U-turn? Because William Ruto is facing one of the most tempting moments in his political career. It is said that William Ruto has never lost an election, and his political choices have always been right. Since 97 when he contested for the Eldoret North Member of Parliament, and he served as an assistant minister in the Moi regime. And I've heard some street politics that Ruto was the only assistant minister who used to sit in a cabinet meeting, and he learned from Moi. Then in 2007, that is the only time that people think he made a wrong decision, but it was not wrong because the ODM had actually won. Wait, note for the rigging schemes of Mwai Kibaki. And even with that, Ruto was given one of the most prestigious cabinet slots. He was the Minister for Agriculture. Then after that, William Ruto ascended to become the Deputy President for 2 terms. Now, he is the President. Now, for me, if you ask me, the church has just realized that they were misused. Remember, William Ruto stood and promised the church that when he forms a government, he would preserve a cabinet slot. And I was wondering how William Ruto was going to do that because there are always very competing interests. I was just wondering how he was going to preserve one cabinet slot for them. William Ruto told them that, and they have just realized that they were hoodwinked. William Ruto is not about to realize the promise that he gave them. When the church looks at the treaties that William Ruto signed with the teachers, with the Mama Mboga, with the county government, every one of them has failed. When William Ruto told the hustlers that he would form a government that would be very inclusive, because he had said that in the successive regimes, the kind of economy that has always been set up was not very friendly to the hustler. That it is an economy that was thinking of the people at the top of the economic pyramid. And this time around, he said he was going to consider those who are at the bottom of the economic pyramid. The bottom-up economy, it is not working. And the church knows very well that they have been placed in the mix, and they are really ashamed that they allowed William Ruto to cheat them. Number two, you've realized that in the recent demolitions, the church has also been targeted. I know that getting land in towns, especially in Nairobi, is very difficult. And some of the churches had also built their structures in riparian land. I don't know whether it's also out of impunity, or I don't know. But if you look at the most of the churches, I don't want to say most, but some of the churches have built their buildings, their structures, their worship centers on riparian lands, and they have not been spared. And so the church is not very happy. You remember the recent altercation between Margaret Wanjiru Jesus is a Love ministry, and William Ruto, and how she was crying foul that she supported this government. Now she's being targeted, and the church is not happy about this, and that's why they are coming out to chide the government. There's also this information that even the offerings in the church is diminishing, it's coming down, it's dwindling because people don't have money. You've seen very many the clergy come out and say the same, and they feel the pangs of the difficulty of the people, because yes, you expect the congregants to build the church, to maintain the church, to maintain our men of God. But when life becomes so difficult with the taxes and all that, they also that is reciprocated even in the church. The church is part of our society, part of our community, and they see what is happening. They see how William Ruto is endorsing LGBTQ. They see how William Ruto is encouraging a kind of dalliance with the international community, which is not good for our country. The GMO, William Ruto is abandoning our culture very secretly, a rich culture, an African culture, and he's got this overindulgence with the international community. And the church understands what is happening. The church is looking at William Ruto, the man who promised that he would try to ease the burden, alleviate the burden that Kenyans had. He really accused Uhuru Kenyatta as the person who destroyed our economy. And now he's becoming worse, increasing taxes every day. He's not mindful of the hustlers. He's not mindful of the people. He's traveling a lot. And the church is saying enough is enough. And that is why they are coming out to condemn William Samoei Ruto. Let me finish by asking you a question, especially if you voted for William Ruto on account of being a man of God. Would you still do that? Do you still believe that William Ruto is a man of God? Do you still believe that William Ruto is the best bet, the best choice for Kenya? Do you feel that William Ruto should be given more time to fix our economy? Please share with me in the comment section.